Hi students, welcome to English class. Today we are going to talk about future perfect tense, active and passive voice. So by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to understand how to frame, how to use future perfect tense in active and passive voice. You will see the examples. Okay. So first we need to understand what is future perfect tense, active and passive voice. Now, if you look at this sentence, she will have written a letter. Now, you have the subject. As you know, we use will have in future perfect tense, past participle, and then here you have the object. Now, when we change the voice, you know that there are four changes that take place. Those four changes are the subject becomes the object and the object becomes the subject. Now over here, this is the object, a letter. But when you'll change it into passive voice, a letter will be treated as the subject. Will have will remain as it is, but here you will have one more addition of the helping verb, and that is been in passive voice. In active voice, you will have only will have. Okay. But here, when you change the sentence from active to passive voice, you will have the addition of one more helping verb, that is been. And past participle remains as it is. Then you add a preposition by and the subject changes into object. And the objective case of she is her. So what you have done, she will have written a letter is changed into a letter will have been written by her. As you are already familiar with the change of voice, so this is not very difficult. Okay. Now here I have few more examples. What do? We use auxiliary verb in passive voice, will have been. You will have started the job. The job will have been started by you. Negative sentence, you will not have started the job. The job will not have been started by you. Will you have started the job? Interrogative sentence, and the passive voice would be will the job have been started by you? Will in the beginning of the sentence, then the subject, and then the helping verb have been. Now see, we have three helping verbs in passive voice. Will, have, been. Okay, so this you have to keep in mind, and where you have to position not, and where you have to position the helping verb in interrogative sentences. This is important to remember. Here is a quick recap. What is future perfect tense and what is its formation in active and passive voice? We use auxiliary verbs will, have, been, okay, in future perfect tense. He will have received the letter. When we change the voice, the subject becomes the object and the object becomes the subject. Now see, the letter is the object, but here it will be changed into subject. We use helping verb will have been if the sentence is affirmative. Past participle remains as it is. We add a preposition by and the subject changes into object, and the objective case of he is him. So the letter will have been received by him. Now, if the sentence is negative, he will not have received the letter. The letter will not have been received. Here, the important point is where you have to place not. You cannot say the letter will have not been. You have to place not in the middle of these two helping verbs, will and have. Okay. The letter will not have been received by him, and you have the addition of one more helping verb, that is been. And for interrogative sentence, will he have received the letter? You place will in the beginning of the sentence. Will the letter have been received by him? And don't forget to put in a question mark whenever you are using interrogative sentences. So this was all about future perfect tense, active to passive voice. And same, if the passive voice is given, the reverse action take place. Okay. Now see, the letter will have been received by him. You have to change it into active voice. So him will be changed into he. He will have received the letter. The letter will not have been received by him. how it will be changed into active voice? He will not have received the letter. Now it depends upon the examiner. Sometimes mixed up sentences are given in the exams where you are only asked change the voice. When change the voice question is there, it means you have to, if the sentence is in passive voice, you have to change it into active voice. If the sentence is in active voice, you have to change it into passive voice. And another important point that you have to keep in mind, intransitive verbs cannot be changed into passive voice. Only transitive verbs which have the direct object or indirect object. Okay, now see, the letter is the direct object. Okay, my mom loves me. Now me is indirect object. So if there is an object, whether the direct object or the indirect object, then only you can change the voice. Intransitive verbs cannot be changed into passive voice. So this was all about how to transform sentences from active to passive voice in future perfect tense. Hopefully you would have understood. Thank you so much for listening.